everyone, it's Kathy Lake here, UK designer for Bello's Designs, and today I wanted to show you how I created this scene using a gel press background with a stencil, which is very subtle, and the wild hairs. So for this particular card, I've got two pieces of white card because, as you can see from here, the actual stenciling effect is extremely subtle. So I don't want the first print, I want the ghost print of the gel press to have for the background. So I need two pieces of card, which is 6 inches by 4 inches, and then I cut a backing piece of card which is 6.25 by 4.25, and I have a piece of card once folded measures 7 inches by 5 inches to create my card. I've used a gel printing plate which is 6 inches by 6 inches because I want the whole background to be covered. The one that I've got that's smaller left a gap all the way around, so I'm choosing to use the 6 inch by 6 inch. I have an old brayer for stenciling the background. I'm using a Glory stencil from Lavinia. The stamps that I'm using are the LAV 290 Mini Maple, the LAV 141 Fairy Door Large. This one comes with a small floral stamp too, so I should be using that as well. The LAV 614 Small Wild Hairs, the Silhouette Foliage Set, which is 683, LAV 097 the Lavinia Birds, and LAV 698 the Flora Set. I'm going to be using both of those. Right. So as well as the stamps, I'm going to be using VersaFine Clair Nocturne and VersaFine Clair Rainforest for the stamping. I have a small circular piece of acetate for the sun, and the background I'm going to be stamping in the Distress Oxide Bundled Sage. For the details, I have some Posca pens. I have a green, an orange, and a purple, and a black. I have a glue runner for sticking my card together. I have a white gel pen and a gold gel pen, and I have a black pencil for any fine detail that might need to be covered, touching up, and I have a blending brush for the Bundled Sage. So to get started, I will need my gel press. You can see that my gel press has been used. It's not a new one, so it's slightly discoloured. It doesn't matter, it still works as well. And then with the Distress Oxide, I'm just going to ink up stencil on. I want the stencil to go over the edge so I don't get a line. If you put that part on there, you'll get a straight line, and I don't really want to get a straight line, so I'm just going to go over the like so. You won't be able to see on there, but it has got a slight pattern. And again, with the stencil, the ink that's left on the stencil, I'll just water down and put on some pieces of card to have extra backgrounds. So the first print I'm going to take is going to be a bit too strong for me, so I'm just going to take that and save that for another time. And there we go, that's that one. That's quite right. And now I'm going to go for the more subtle background. And there we go. You can see that, I'll show you the difference. You can see that one's quite a bit bolder than the other one. So while I've still got the ink open, I'm just going to tap a bit of the ink off and just go around the edges. And I'm also at this point going to do my sun. to start stamping, I'm going to use the tree house. I'm going to stamp this up in Nocturne. Oh, just got it on my finger there. Excuse me, I just need to get a wipe, otherwise it will go on my work. Right, I want this to be up slightly because it's going to be on a bit of a hill, so we'll put it here. You have to excuse my plaster on my hand. I had a bit of an accident at the weekend. I'm fine, but it's a rather nasty bruise, so I'm covering it up so you don't have to look at it. There we go, that's good. I'm happy with that. And now I want to get this chair off. I'll put it that way actually. I want it to be like a deal. That's fine. I'm going to start with this bit here, just there. And maybe here. There we go. And then we're going to get the Flora set, again in Nocturne. I'm going to use this to cover up the bottom. That's fine. And now with a small maple leaf, I'm going to do this in the green. First one coming down here. Just turning these around as I do them so they're not all the same layout. Oops, get a bit of ink off there. There we go, that's what I'm doing nicely. And the next one I'm going to do is the wildflowers. Oh no, sorry, the silhouette. It's like the wildflower, but it's smaller. And again, I'm going to cover the bottom here because I don't want one on the end. Whoopsie. Well saved. And just one on the end there. Clean that off. And then I'm going to use the other part of the Flora set. But I'm going to do a second generation on that one, so I'm going to stamp it off. And stamp it on stamp off and stamp it on. And now I'm going to do the bunnies. So I'm going to do a bit off the bottom. He can be about here. And the second one. About there. And the last one. Oh, it's okay. I'm going to recover that. And he can go there. Now, because I dropped him, you can see he hasn't, part of him hasn't come out properly, so I'll just go over that. There we go. So for this one, I'm going to put some mushrooms there, I think. And there. And now I'm going to have some little floral flowers at the bottom. And some birds. They can fly across there. Right, that's all the stamping done. I'm just going to sharpen my pencil. I'll notice there's a bit on his paw. Right, so now all the stamping's done, I'm going to do some colouring. Now, because these are Inktense pencils, I draw them on with a pencil and then I use the water brush to make it a bit more vivid. So let's go. I'm going to use some yellow, some blue and some sort of sea green. I'm going to use those three colours. That's all the colouring done. And now I'm just going to put it onto some backing paper. blow, make sure it's okay. There we go. There's the first one that I showed you, and there's the one that I've just done now. So thank you so much for watching, and before you go, can I just remind everyone that we have a couple of Facebook groups. We have a Facebook Del Bello's Design Lounge for all things Lavinia, and we also have a Del Bello's a la carte for all of the other products that Patty sells in Del Bello's. I hope you enjoyed this and you found it useful, and I look forward to seeing you in one of the groups. Thank you again for watching, and I'll put a list of all the supplies underneath this video.